Mr. Lalit Kanodia and Ms. Neelu Prem Narayan. Can we have you up front, please, for the lamp lighting?
Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi Tanno Danti Prachodayat. Om Tat Purushaya Vidmahe Vakratundaya Dhimahi.
May I request Madame Fumzile, Mr. Deepak Prem Narayan, Ms. Radhika Nath, Mr. Arvind Pradhan, and Dr. Tavares to please come take your seats on the stage. I, Reena Rupani, would like to welcome all of you to Weunite, Investing in Planet 5050. Today's conference marks UN Women's partnership with the IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry to accelerate efforts towards women's empowerment and gender equality. It is part of the United Nations International. Let's get right into it. The IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry is indeed very fortunate to have the highly charismatic business leader, Mr. Deepak Prem Narayan, as its president. Founder and executive chairman of the ICS Group and director of First Rank Limited, he is extremely well known for his entrepreneurial acumen and his commitment to social causes. May I request Mr. Prem Narayan to deliver the welcome address and also to introduce our chief guest for today. Thank you, Ms. Nath. Our chief guest, Madame Fumzile, has taken the time from her very hectic schedule to be with us today. To formally welcome her, I'd like to request Mr. Deepak Prem Narayan and Ms. Radhika Nath to jointly present a small memento to her as a token.
Thank you very much, Program Director, for the kind introduction. Thank you, Deepak, for the warmth and the welcome. Radhika, thank you so much for your welcome. I also want to thank all the participants and guests for significant strides that you have been taking in empowering women in the workplace, in the communities, and as active participants in building the Indian community. Your work, especially when it is directed to addressing the issues we are concerned about, helps to prevent, reduce violence against women.
Heads of corporate and industry who are here today, thank you all for being with us. I'm not going to name names because I will get into trouble for taking some names and leaving some out, but thank you all for joining us today. Today is indeed a historic day as the IMC Chamber of Commerce and Industry so much. May I request all of you to please take your seats in the audience so we can get ready for the next session. A quick announcement, tea and coffee is being served at the back, so if you really need that extra shot of caffeine, you can just go grab a cup and come back to your seat really quick, but we're going to keep going. A humble request to all the moderators, speakers, and panelists, please do stick to the time slots that has been allotted to your session so we can keep things on schedule. Thank you all for your cooperation. Have earned her the admiration of millions of film goers around the world. Forbes has listed her in their top 10 list of India's best.
Good morning, everyone. It's a great pleasure to be here. Thank you so much to Deepak, who is also a dear friend, and Kishan sir for inviting me here today. Madam Phumzile, it's an honor to meet you. Very, very happy to be here today. Last year when the United Nations, thank you. Last year when the United Nations announced the 17 goals that we as a world will strive to achieve by 2030, I was fortunate enough to play a small role in the announcement in India for the same, along with Akshay Kumar, A.R. Rahman, and Mrs. Tina Ambani. It is an ambitious proposal and a tough one to achieve in 14 years. But I do believe that we can achieve this if we all sincerely try together. I'm sure many of you are aware that India had a woman as her head of state way before the United Kingdom, a feature the United States of America has not managed to achieve as of yet. Which is why it is surprising to hear about gender inequality here in India, and yet sadly we do. On a daily basis, there are shocking stories in the media about violent crimes committed against women. Yet, I can only imagine how many more crimes there are against women in India that go unreported. This is not an India-specific issue, though. In the UN Secretary General's 2006 report on an in-depth study on all forms of violence against women, it was noted that there is no region of the world, no country, no culture in which women's freedom from violence has been secured. Here is another fact. In India, according to data provided by the National Crime Records Bureau, in the year 2001, the reported crimes against women were 1,43,795. In the year 2005, the reported crimes were 3,27,394, more than a 100% increase in numbers. However, I would like to believe that this increase in numbers is not an increase in crime against women. It is an increase in the number of women who are ready to come forward and report them. The world has largely been led by patriarchal societies, and women have, through the years, largely remained quiet in the face of atrocities rather than speak out against them. I know of educated women who remain silent in the face of violence because they are afraid to confront societal norms and have fingers pointed in their own direction. Especially when the majority of our society fails to recognize marital rape as a crime. I would urge more women to speak out. It is not okay to feel inferior or weak because we are not the weaker sex by any stretch of imagination. We may be more emotional, but that is what makes us caregivers and mothers. If you ask each person sitting here today who is the strongest person that they know in their lives, I think the unanimous answer would most likely be that it is their mother, as it is in my case. My mother is by far the most amazing woman I have ever known. And as I stand here on this platform, if I do not act and merely speak, I would be doing my mother and every woman in the world a huge disservice. I would therefore like to pledge today that I will do whatever I can in my capacity to create awareness about gender equality. Thank you very much.
Katrina, thank you so much for being with us. I'd like to invite our sponsor for today's conference, Mr. Rizwan Adatia, to present a small memento to Katrina as a token of our appreciation for her being here today. Thank you, Katrina. Okay, our next session is a panel discussion. Yes. Founder trustee of the Katrina Foundation for Art. Mr. Aditya Gupta, co-founder of the NGO People for Parity. Dr. Ranjana Kumari, director of the NGO Center for Social Research. And Ms. Darima Struwala, founder and managing trustee of the Swades Foundation. Alright, before I call upon the
भाई मंग्या भाई कुठल्या भाई कुठल्या भाई